In this video, we're going to talk about how we can use price action rules to help us navigate the market and identify high probability trading opportunities. The structure of the market based on pure price action is telling me that we are in some form of a trading range because you have a spike up, spike down during the overnight session, followed by another spike up. So I'm going to focus on most recent structure, most recent trends, and we have nice, clean leg working higher. You can draw uptrend a little bit tighter with a small break in new high, but the break is so insignificant. It's so far from the exponential moving average. It looks too much like a one clean push up. I'm going to follow this trend and I expect new high to be tested. We have a little bit of a sideways action, which means we have some small consolidation, and you can view it basically as a failed breakout. This is not the strongest trade because the leg down is quite significant, although failed breakouts may have short-term trend in play. That's the nature of failed breakouts. So I'm going to mark it a little bit more aggressive. This setup would be green. Had the consolidation been more stacked, more congested, there's some empty room, so it's not such a clear consolidation. So you expect new high to be tested following the trend line rule, new high for central long. So if you don't want to take failed breakout, you can wait. If we can get a second entry long, we still have, okay, we don't have double top, so we still expect new high, and we have very broad two legs, which is ideal. Double rejection off the EMA telling us buyers are back in the market, and this is second entry long, great high probability setup. Broad two legs down, double rejection off the EMA, uptrend is new high, no conflicting variables, everything aligned. Great easy trade to start the day with. And we have break and new extreme. So right now what we have is a break and new high, so I'm going to pause looking to go long. If I expect some wider channel, it's tempting to draw something wider. Remember, this is the secondary channel. Our main leg just played out. So what I would need is price action going back above EMA, EMA holding, and some high-low or failed second entry short above EMA. Right now we're still stuck below EMA, so nothing really for me to take. Okay, we're still below, so I'm not thinking about buying. And in fact, market reverse all the way down like this. So I'm completely gonna right now focus on this downtrend. The retracement is so deep, you retrace the entirety of this bullish push up. You're breaking new high. It looks like a one clean leg, broad break, second leg to new high. And now as a price action trader, I always want to have channel present on a chart. So my job is to, once again, find a channel. So I'm going to connect the one swing, second swing, draw downtrend like this. Actually, when you're watching this live, you have overshoot here, overshoot here. So because it just keeps working lower, I'm going to draw it wider. But let's see what's going to happen. Okay, break above the EMA, so I'm going to follow the shortened trend line rule. There's always a correction, even inside a bigger trading market. You have a new low, first entry short, second entry short. I cannot really take because we have push above EMA. I need some lower high below EMA. At this point, this was such a strong correction. The break in new high is very tiny. You're above EMA. You need to get new low, you need to get lower high below EMA. And now we have lower high below EMA, confirmation that this downtrend is about to get new high, new low, breaking new high here. There's a great high probability setup. Take it higher, reverse down a little bit steep, but you're quite close to the EMA. You need new low. So it's a decent setup to consider. You expect new low and a great trade to start the day with. I actually took this trade and this trade, so I was done for the day. You don't really need to chase more trades. Ideally, this is what trading is about. We do this job to be done early, and this is a great lower high as a second trade. Now I expect new to be tested, but there is no good trade. You're above EMA here, bad bar. You're correcting longer. I was thinking, okay, market may consider this double bottom enough. But shortly after, we actually traded down and we tested the new extreme. We tested a new low, downtrend, broad break, push to new low. This low is lower than the lowest low inside the channel. You have another second entry short, new low, first entry short, second entry short. And those two legs up are very broad, which is negating any wider channel. Problem is, our main channel just played out. Downtrend, two legs up. You can see market moves in pairs of twos, two legs up. Break and push to a new extreme. So because the main downtrend played out, I don't think the second entry short is strong enough for us to consider. Had this been double trap? Yes. But this is still just second entry short. Even though this downtrend may get new extreme, it's a little bit too aggressive. I'm not going to mark it because we have to be patient after this downtrend played out. Had this been double trap, because it's so broad, it's a good red trade. Okay, market is correcting higher, correcting lower. So a little bit confusing now. Everything played out. So I need to see more bars. What is the next structure? I'm not particularly looking for trade here because we didn't even make it to the resistance, so I'm hesitant to be buying at the bottom. There is no bullish reversal though. I Can't really sell, can't really go long, so I'm just really waiting here. Let's see what's gonna happen. We're really trending lower now. So I'm gonna connect all these swings and draw a brand new downtrend, something like this. Okay, we are correcting. I was looking for a second entry short at the EMA, but once again, you broke above the EMA with the bad bar, so can I go short here? Can I get something below EMA? We have a lower high here, but it's still pretty much at the level of the EMA. Not convincing break below, because what we can do is also draw mini shortened trend line like this. I still want to see something strongly below EMA, because now we're getting quite congested EMA these bars. I'm not a big fan of this lower high, just not strong enough. I really need to see something below. We're still above, so not ideal. And I was quite surprised the market reversed to the upside like this. But if I'm going to zoom out, you can tell it looks kind of like a one leg down, broad structure, second leg down that has two legs in it. So anyway, if the retracement is too deep, this is a common question. If you retrace over 50-60%, which this is way past that, you forget about new low, new extreme, and you adapt to new uptrend. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw new uptrend. I'm forgetting about new low, and I'm playing this new trend because the retracement is too deep, which means market is telling you that the buyer stepped in and there's going to be stronger push. We have a second entry long, but it's simply far from the EMA. Can't really take that at this point. Had it actually formed closer to the EMA? Yes. But we're still quite far away from the EMA. Can I get something at the EMA, some second entry long or something? Nothing really at the EMA. Everything is too far up. Okay, first entry long only. Can't really take that. Okay, micro double top can reset. Gonna draw short-term trend down like this. We actually have a second entry long now. And this is not the best trade, but it's actually a decent trade to consider. You have micro double top can reset, first entry long, pull back, second entry long. It's not as congested. It is a little bit stacked, but there are no dojis, pretty much strong trend bars. So this is always better. It's for the most part above EMA. I'm going to mark this lower high, excuse me, this second entry long. Problem is, it is quite stacked. I mean, kind of broke down, but it's not a bad trade to consider. Decent bar too. Chances we're going to get new high for the uptrend. It ended up failing though. But it's a good trade to take a risk. At this point, now we have to be careful because it's super congested now. Okay, even though this is double trap, it's super congested. Okay, now we really have 7 bars right next to each other, even all these bars. So I need some breakout pullback, which is not happening. You have full breakout here, but you know, not really strong enough. Something is off here. Even though the full breakout here ended up working for a decent scalp, we really need something safer above EMA. Some felt second entry short above EMA, which is not happening. Everything is still below. Congested still, super congestion. We can't really trade this because we've been going sideways for almost 30 minutes. And market is not pushing higher, reverse completely down. So I cannot argue with the market. I'm just going to adapt to brand new structure. We are working lower. Initially, you would draw a trend like this. But because it's such a significant push down, you can draw trend a little bit wider. Okay, you have a second entry short here, but it's an inside bar. New first entry short, second entry short. Had this not been an inside bar, we would have shorted this as a high probability trade, but this is an inside bar, so I have to be careful. You can see the red bar is completely inside engulfed by the previous bar, so this is an inside bar, generally showing lack of momentum, lack of strength. Sometimes it works. It generally requires stronger context. Not a bad trade, you know, not a bad trade. But you only expect new low for this small trend, so the context is not the strongest. If you took it, I can see why. Not a bad trade. Another second entry short far from the EMA. New low, only first entry short. You can pretty much view it as another failed breakout. Consolidation, consolidation, failed breakout out of this consolidation while the downtrend is new low. If you're watching it as a failed breakout, such a nice bar you can consider. Second entry short above EMA, quite a small weak bar, not really worth it. We needed something stronger below EMA. You're starting to go up, higher lows. No good trade here, bad bar again. Even though this lower high worked, it's such a weak bar. Maybe if you have stronger bar on your chart, the lower high confirming some double top that the downtrend is going to get new low. But on my chart, you can't really enter this. Okay, now you're close to these lows. Okay, downtrend played out with the break, push to new low, so I'm gonna pause, looking to go short. Okay, I can't really take high low just yet. I would need some failed second entry short reversal pattern. We're going back down. Okay, so this was quite choppy structure, very hard to find a good fitting channel at this point. I have a downtrend break new low. If I'm gonna draw a little bit wider like this, I still have a break new low. If I'm gonna draw even wider like this, at this point I have no bounces here. I have so much empty room the whole time, and the only swing is here all the way down here. That's not a good sign. You need some early swings. So this is why I'm not drawing this wider channel, because it has so much empty room at the start. You only get the second swing this far down. Second swing is supposed to be much higher at the start of the move. So I'm gonna play these short-term channels that fit much better with the break new low. I'm going to redraw. Short-term uptrend. You have a new low, first entry short, second entry short, third entry short, fourth entry short. This is not really a setup. Okay, this is not even double trap. It ended up working. It's tempting because uptrend play with the break new high. EMA keeps holding. It's just not a clean setup. Can I get a little high? Not really, only sketchy inside bar here. We keep working lower. We keep working lower under geometric formation. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw spike and a channel pattern like this, because I'm trying to explain why market keeps going lower even after we have a break, push to a new low. So there has to be a reason why market keeps going lower. Okay, and we keep going lower again. So this spike and a channel is starting to look quite nice. You can see push phase, correction phase, not that much empty room. There's a decent spike and a channel pattern. I'm going to draw brand new uptrend, new low, first entry short. Can I get a second entry short? No, I have to reset the count again. I have to reset the count at each new low. So count reset, first entry, count reset, new low, first entry, count reset, mini second entry short, but miles away from the EMA, so of course you cannot sell. Lowest point, count reset, and another lowest point, count reset again. Okay, this is how you're gonna make sure you're using the most recent low, the current structure, and you want to count the current pullback. You're not getting too carried away. So you have a new low, first entry short, second entry short. It's an inside bar though. It's an inside bar while the short-term uptrend is still in play. I cannot take. Can I get a little high? No break below this low high, even though technically we have a break here. So this is now new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure. There's going to be break below this bar. And this failed second entry long is actually nice. There's a nice tail at the top. Okay, it has a decent body. It's at the EMA. This is a decent high probability setup. Second entry short. Excuse me, failed second entry long. Decent setup. Big scalp. And now we have overshoot of the trend channel line. We have overshoot of the trend channel line. So because we have overshoot, we expect stronger pullback in the opposite direction, which means I'm gonna skip the very first second entry short. We have a second entry short, but we have to skip because we have overshoot, which means this is oversold territory, and we can have stronger pullback, break this trend line, or sometimes even reverse the market. So when I see overshoot, I suspect break of a trend line, and then after break of a trend line, I need to see push below EMA. That's a resumption that the sellers are back in the market. So what I can see is that we are still back above EMA, and the EMA keeps holding, so it looks like overshoot is kicking in. We are having some stronger momentum, and another push back above EMA, so there's no presence of sellers in the market, and at this point the market is about to close. It's getting too late here. So this is the overall structure for today. We ended up having few decent trades, especially at the very beginning. Then I don't see that many great trades on the way down. Only this felt like an entry long, and then we had overshoot that pretty much everyone took profits. Buyer stepped in towards the close. So decent price session overall. We had few trends that are all over the place. No established big trend. But we pretty much have to follow the short-term trends. That's our only bet when the structure looks like this. So I hope you had a good trading. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to talk to you next time. Good luck your trading.